Little did we know it would be made almost impossible to do. Scams is definitely something you have to look out for. Oh my God. What's up, guys? I am here, actually not in Tanzania currently. I'm back in Cape Town where I live now. But I recently went to Tanzania and visited Zanzibar as well. And the trip went not at all how I thought it would. So in this video, I'll let you know what sort of things to expect when visiting Tanzania, and I'll also let you know if I would consider going back or not. So I got together with a couple of friends. We planned a trip to Tanzania, and we also planned a trip to visit Zanzibar as well. And so the first leg of the trip was mainly to explore nature in Tanzania. It's a big thing there, and so we wanted to do a self-drive safari. Little did we know it would be made almost impossible to do. So the first thing you should know if you want to go to Tanzania, especially if you want to see the nature there, is that a lot of things are stuck behind pretty large paywalls. So for example, we wanted to go visit the Serengeti. And to visit the Serengeti, especially if you're self-driving, you've got to go through quite a lot. Now, if you want to do a safari, you should either go with a tour company or rent your own car. Now, we went with camera equipment, and they told us that that would be another $300 US per person who had camera equipment. So we went back and forth with these guys for a long time because we knew that could not be true. I mean, who would do something like this and not want to at least take pictures of it? So that was one of the experiences we had there, and that theme kind of played throughout the trip, unfortunately. So scams is definitely something you have to look out for, even if it is or appears to be a government agency. It doesn't matter. People kind of act on their own accord, and so yeah, from the time you get to the airport to the time you leave, you could be susceptible to scams out there. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I've traveled Africa quite a bit now, but for those who haven't visited Africa or haven't visited a place like Tanzania, I don't think you should go there expecting for the entire place to be developed. There's touristy places and there's non-touristy places, but quite a lot of Tanzania is pretty underdeveloped, and while it is underdeveloped, I would not say it's dangerous by any stretch. I would say definitely stay street smart no matter where you go, but I wouldn't consider it a dangerous place at all. By the way, I shot a full in-depth video on Tanzania and Zanzibar separately, so I'll link those below and you can check that out after this video. But even so, I wouldn't say that I was necessarily, disappointed in seeing that. I like to take a place for what it is, but it is sad to see, the way that a lot of people, are susceptible to living out there. So how was my actual experience there? Maybe let's start with the food. That's one thing a lot of people wonder about when they go to a new place. So we had some good and some bad experiences with the food out there.
So that's is this a samosa?
Yes.
So this is the tea right here, and you have the tea.
So I would say it definitely depends. And I may or may not have gotten food poisoning a couple times. So when it comes to Zanzibar, a lot of people go there for the beach. And I will say the beaches in Zanzibar are incredible. Of course, it's an island, so there's a lot of beaches, but one of them in particular stood out. It's called Paji Beach. If you go, I would definitely recommend going there, maybe even staying on that side of town.
So are we parasailing, jet skiing, or
Hey! Wow! Huyo poso. Kisa 10.
Now, how do you get around? So Tanzania doesn't necessarily have rideshare apps like Uber or anything like that. So you'll be getting around usually through taxi. Or if you want to hop on the back of a motorbike, those are all over the place too. You can usually hop on one for pretty cheap. However, be prepared to negotiate every single time that you want to get a taxi, because that's just how it is. If you're not Tanzanian, you will be charged, let's just say, a tourist price. Now, I can't speak for all of Tanzania, but we traveled it pretty extensively, Zanzibar included, and I would say there's not that much accessibility to a lot of the things that you'd be used to having. Don't expect much accessibility to electronics out there. There are markets where you can get a lot of the stuff you need, but there's not really grocery stores all over the place, things like that, where you can just find everything that you need. But I will say when it comes to natural products, organic products, fresh fruit, fresh veggies, they've got it all there. It was actually pretty incredible to see.
Kind of this grass. This is alfalfa all Lucene. Alfalfa all Lucene.
So that's good.
Feed them, yeah. For the cows, goats, bunny, it's okay. Even chickens.
This is actually really basic stuff when you think about it. But when you consider how far removed a lot of us are from this stuff, it's really nice to kind of get in touch with it again. So overall, I'm really glad I went. But for me, Tanzania isn't necessarily a place that I would put on my list to immediately go back to. And the main reasons being socializing and ease of access to the things that you need. And those are things that I feel like South Africa excels in. You can usually get everything you need here. Socializing is super easy. And you still have access to nature. And there's still plenty of things to do, easy access to nature. So for me, it's no question. If someone was considering either Tanzania or South Africa to visit, I'd have to say South Africa, hands down. But of course, that's just based on my own opinion and my experience. So that shouldn't deter anybody from visiting Tanzania if they wish. I also made a video explaining why I chose South Africa of all places to live in. So you can check that out below as well. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.